Hi everyone, I'm Tony Jackson. Welcome to my YouTube channel and Happy New Year to everybody. As you'd know, I haven't done a video since almost, I think it was September last year since I did my last video, so I thought I'd better get back on and touch base with you all. We're already into January, but I wanted to start off the year by doing a video because there's so much happening. I mean, with all these fires here in Australia, it's just, I have never seen anything like it, and I'm sure you're all having a reaction to this, whether it's fear or, whatever, and I'm sure other people around the world are watching us here in Australia and wondering, what the hell's going on. But I kind of wanted to ask my guides for something that we could work with for January, or at least the first half of January. As we're moving into these, we're already here in 2020 and we're moving into these, stronger and stronger energies. And I believe the fires are kind of like a reflection of these stronger, more powerful energies. But then you kind of ask yourself, well, why do they have to be so severe? Because maybe it's going to take these things like this, a catastrophe on all levels, to actually move people into a greater awareness and start asking questions about, what have I come here to do? How can I help other people? Why is nature doing this? What is going on? Why are the leaders not acting in the way that we thought they would? I mean, these are all giant-sized questions that we're being asked to, work out in this year of 2020. I do hope you're all safe. I do hope that that you're not directly affected by the fires, and it is really, shocking to see so many people's, houses and lives being affected. But I'm trying to put it into a context of what actually I've been guided to do in the past many years leading up to these energies, being told that we're going to be accelerating in 2020, but not really knowing how it's going to happen. And it's hit us with it's sort of come out of nowhere, hasn't it? But in a way, we've all kind of prepared and we knew something big was going to happen. But anyway, I just wanted to ask the guides, as I do with all my old videos. If you've watched in the past my videos, I usually ask the guides for something, higher self and my spiritual team, for something that we can use for the month or the week or the year, just depending on, what I'm going to do the video, what length of time the video's for. I'm asking for like the first half of January 2020, what can we work on? I particularly want to address the fire situation in Australia and how we can help with that in our own way. Usually my things are using your own vibration and acting where you feel you need to. And as well as if you're in other parts of the world, I'm sure you're observing what's going on in Australia and feeling a little bit like, oh my God, what's going on? Addressing that issue and also working with something that we can generally help us with these new accelerated energies, specifically for the first half of January, but also for whenever you may come across this video. This healing will be right for you. So what I'm first feeling is, as we're kind of observing things, and we've got smoke around where we're living now, although the fires are a couple of hours from where I live, we're still affected by smoke. It's like a very cloudy or foggy day here, but it's actually all smoke. So you can feel it. It's like an energy that you've never felt before. It's quite amazing. So as I said, what I wanted to do is just kind of stand back from it all and observe it from a spiritual perspective. And the first thing I thought of, well, we were told that these giant energies are coming. It's designed to all shift us to a better state. At the moment, we can't see that because we're all, wondering what the hell's going on. But as we observe something not so good, and it can be anything, it doesn't have to be the fires, we tend to have a fear reaction, which is understandable. I'm not saying don't have the fear reaction, but I'm just saying when you have a fear reaction, it will tend to bring you a little out of alignment with your higher self or your spiritual energies. So when you're watching and observing these things on TV, or you may be in the midst of it all, you may be closer to it than I am, it does take you out of alignment with your higher self and your spiritual energies, your spiritual team and your guidance. Due to the fear that you feel and that you're observing, I would like to just ask to start us off with free will and choice. to have us realign with our own spiritual energies, let's say our higher self and divine self. And that will be a good start for us all. If you're not directly in Australia and affected by the fires, you still may have something that's taken you out of alignment in this first part of 2020. It's my free will and choice to allow myself to realign with my higher self and my spiritual team. I like to say higher self and divine self. And that will really bring your guides in alignment too. Let's just work with higher self. It's my free will and choice to realign with my higher self. For the reason that observing something fearful, like a disaster that we're going through, you have a fear reaction, you're worried, you're not quite sure what to do, takes you out of alignment. That's okay. Sometimes it forces you then to act. But what I'd like to do, coming from a spiritual perspective, a nice thing just to start us off with, free will and choice to realign myself with my higher self. You don't really get out of alignment as such, you really block it through fearful thoughts and emotions. You may feel more comfortable if you come back into alignment with your higher self. Free will and choice to realign with my higher self, or allow my higher self to realign. You might actually start to feel a little bit lighter already. So that's a good sign. That means we're shifting back into our power. It's my free will and choice to release all that no longer serves me in my life. Really, in a huge way, the fire is burning up all that old energy, all those things that we no longer need. It's on a bigger scale than we expected. So I guess in one way we don't want to lose the forests and that, but in one way it could be looked at as a huge cleansing, and even to the extent that Australia's been chosen in some way to help cleanse the whole planet through fire. But definitely fire can be quite cleansing. On this huge scale, maybe it's needed. We haven't seen the outcome or the result of why this fire's happening. Let's just say for now, just while we're trying to get a little bit on track with this. I don't have all the answers for this. I'm just trying to get a perspective on why and what we can do, how we can realign on. As we go along, we may get more of why and what's happening and what's going to become of this. Could be a huge cleansing that we've all needed. You wouldn't think it would be this big, but free will and choice, firstly, to align with my higher self. Free will and choice to release all that no longer serves me. Could be anything on all levels in all directions of time. Now, I feel like I'm feeling a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more like, okay, I feel a little bit more aligned now, a little bit stronger in a way. The next thing I feel like I'd like to do is bring light into our body. There's sort of a darkness associated with this fire as well. I mean, through the darkness, we often see the light. We just wasn't expecting it to be so big. But then again, I was told there's big energies coming and get ready. We're sort of ready in a way. We're ready on a spiritual level, but we just didn't know how it was going to play out such in a physical level to this extent. I'd like to bring more light into our system. I'm just being visited now. I'm feeling them coming in. I did sense them earlier. One of the councils, I feel like it's the Intergalactic Council, ones that really look over the whole world, the whole Earth and the whole universe really. Intergalactic Council. The Intergalactic Council is coming in. I did sense them earlier. I'm hearing that they're coming in now. And they're just a council board that looks over everything. I feel like there's one particular member or being that I sometimes call them the representative from the council. So one of the members of the council is coming forward. It's almost like his energy superimposing on my energy, if you can understand that. And he's asking that I, particularly for myself first, remove any blocks, restrictions, fears, or something that the fire has created within myself. Now, and I also want to do that for you. So if you're ready to do this, just ask, is this next step for your highest good? Is it in love and light? Is it for your highest good? I wouldn't continue if you're getting a no, But at the same time, if you're not sure, I would suggest continue, because you probably wouldn't have gotten this far unless it was for your highest good. It's going to facilitate a nice shift in you. So that I'll bring in the Intergalactic Council. I brought it in for me. Member from the Intergalactic Council wants to step into your energetic system as well and just make all the necessary adjustments due to the fire. And if you're not, if you're in other parts of the world, this healing will also be for you as well, working on a different level. I'm not sure how other parts of the world are being impacted by what's happening here, but I'm sure you're all wondering what the hell's going on. So let's just follow what the guides are telling me. Sometimes I have to listen back and think, okay, now I understand it, but when I'm actually doing it and channeling it, I don't always get the perspective of it from my own personal healing, but I do get it on the second listen. What I'd like to say for you all is free will and choice. I'm going to do it for myself first. Free will and choice to allow the member of the Intergalactic Council to step into my energy system and to clear out all the blocks in my system, all the fears, all the hurt, anger, release it all and give me a nice energetic support through this shift. So they're really saying we're going through a giant size shift symbolized by the fire. Now I've got it and I accept it. It's my free will and choice to accept it. I'm also feeling green energy for myself. That is part of the healing. So the outside is like a big reflection of what's going on inside us all too. Maybe we're in our own personal life, a lot of the shit's going and it's part of what the fire is doing. What I'd like to do, if you would like it, if you're ready, if it's for your highest good, I'll leave it up to you if it's for your highest good to do this or not. I would suggest just try it. Nothing can really go wrong anyway. We're asking, and they wouldn't give it to me over the video if it wasn't right for you to do it now. I'm going to ask that the member from the Intergalactic Council actually step into your energy field. So let's do that now. You can say to yourself, it's because as you're watching this, it's facilitated for you. It's my free will and choice to allow the member of the Intergalactic Council to step into my energy field and clear out any blocks, fears, restrictions that have been created in my energy system due to the fires or anything else that's going on into your life. As I said, if you're in other parts of the world and you're not particularly affected by the fires, then this will help a beautiful healing for you. They're telling me it's kind of is that you actually are, a lot of people around the planet are affected by these fires. So wherever you are in the world, it's now time to ask the member of the Intergalactic Council to step into your energy field and clear out for you any fears, blocks or restrictions in your life, anything that's been there due to the fires. And then the second bit is I now ask the Intergalactic Council to turn up my energy frequency and to activate a huge healing of light through my whole system. Isn't it interesting? So I ask now that the Intergalactic Council member is kind of stepping into your body, clearing out all the fears and blocks that are represented by the fires, facilitate watching stuff on TV. You kind of almost, you don't know what to do. The Intergalactic Council members are going to balance, take out all the stuff, even stuff in your personal life that's nothing to do with the fires. I feel they're going to do a huge internal clearing now. Free will and choice for that to happen to you. All you have to say is, it's my free will and choice for you to ask the member of the Intergalactic Council to step into my body, step into my energy field, clear out all the shit, clear out all the fears from the fire, all the stuff, everything that's no longer for your highest good, all the blocks and restrictions that have been, happen into your body, mind, spirit due to the fires or anything else in your life, and release it. Whew. Wow. I now allow the member of the Intergalactical Council, member of the Intergalactical Council, will it be the same one? I think it's like the same one, and they can work on multi-levels. Some of you may get a different one. but it'll be facilitated through what I do, meaning the specific one that's needed for you will step into your energy field. I'll just put an addition that your higher self and guides choose the right energy for you during this healing. So that's why we always say, if it's for my highest good, if it's in love and light. We've got this far, so it's too late to say, if you're not ready to do it now, then do it at another time. You might want to come back in a week or so and try it again. It might be time then for you to ask that member from the council to step in, but you've watched it this far, so you've already got a taste for it. I don't think anything would go wrong. It's more up to you, and you're kind of guiding that. So if it doesn't feel quite right for you, then maybe do it at another time. Let's see where we're up to. We're now asked the member of the Intergalactic Council to fill me up with light and increase the amount of light in my body and my systems. So isn't that interesting? And they're ready to step out. So once you've asked them to clear it out and then fill yourself up with light, I ask the light be increased. So we're actually now on a higher level, higher vibrational level than we were before, because we're asking for the amount of light to be increased within my system. It's my free will and choice now to ask for the amount of light to be increased within my system. We all emanate a certain amount of light, and as our vibrations increase, as we let go of things that no longer serve us, as we move more and more towards what is for our highest good, and for me, as I connect more and more with my spiritual team, my guides, and the spiritual energies, I actually increase my own light. You will do it in your way, in your own time, in your own, unique way. Also, we're all increasing the amount of light that we can hold in our human bodies. So the second step that we've already done, but I will repeat it. I do like to repeat things at times. Sometimes it's like, finally clicked after I've said it 3 times. And it's free will and choice to allow the member from the Intergalactic Council to increase the amount of light. I choose to increase the amount of light in my body. Now, if you can't keep up with everything that I'm saying, because I'm talking a little bit quicker than normal, don't worry, it will be done for you. I ask that the healing that I got from today is perfect and in harmony with all my levels and all the being that I am, something like that. It'll be perfect for you. They'll adjust anything. So there, we've increased the amount of light. Isn't that interesting? So what they're kind of saying is the purpose of the healing is to kind of unblock us and allow us to take on more light. Interesting. I'm hearing about water. Go and have a drink of water if you need it now. I think we're nearly done. They just want to tell us something about water. I was told many times over the last couple of years to actually bless and energize the water that I'm drinking. So give thanks for water and the rain. While the member from the Intergalactic Council is here, I'm going to ask him please to balance our environment and help us to create rain. But what I'm actually feeling, they're actually saying before they go, they're still doing a little bit of work before they go to actually increase the amount of fluid intake. Drink more water over the next day or two, or even until it doesn't have to be just 2 days. It can be really the whole week or the whole month. Increase the amount of water that you're intake. They're actually saying, as a result of this healing, over the next few hours, do drink plenty of water, and that's the message. So I do actually hold my glass or my bottle of water and ask that it be blessed with love and light. And give thanks for your water. Increase your water intake after this healing, as I said. Now the Intergalactic Council member is ready to leave. So we thank them very much for that wonderful, amazing healing. Thank you to the member of the Intergalactical Council that came. They're now leaving our energy field. Thank you for the Intergalactical Council as a whole. They often send one member down to do healing, so it's quite interesting, and they've done that within that healing today. So we thank them once again. They will now step out of your energy field and leave. I just ask your guides and higher self and your own spiritual team just to rebalance you, finish off whatever healing's needed. They said you'll be fine. Have plenty of water over the next few hours following when you've watched this healing. And then we're done. Isn't it wonderful? What an interesting thing. So from that little healing that I did with you, I'm getting the kind of thing that part of the reason, now it wouldn't be all, sorry, I just sort of set this up quickly today, so I thought I've got to do something. I've got to do a video because it's been too long, and I wanted to touch base with you since all this fire energy. They're actually kind of saying it's allowing us in a roundabout way to actually embody more light. Through the darkness, we're bringing on more light. And through that strength and alignment with our higher self, we may feel more stronger and more aligned and able to act and help others. So wonderful healing. Thank you very much, guides and spiritual team. Thank you very much for watching. It's very wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to touch base with you. I'm kind of thinking this one's for the first half of January, so I might even get back midway through January and do another healing for you. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and having a good new year as well as you can with all that's going on here. I'm going to leave you here now. I would like you to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. If you have time, leave me a little comment because I'm sure you've felt some wonderful big energies through that. I do feel sometimes after watching these videos, it sometimes takes a day or two to actually start to feel the energies if you haven't felt it straight away. And sometimes even watching the video a second time will help. But that's it. I'm actually feeling the water. Drinking the water is an important step. And I'm also seeing showering going to be important too. Or it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Because we do need more water and more rain. But visualizing that water coming down, strengthening your alignment with water, asking your higher self and guides to create rain. I mean, that could be part of it too. And giving thanks to the water, feeling that cleansing effect from the shower. Just let me hang on a minute. I didn't want to go too long in this video. I just want to check if they're actually giving me some guidance about creating rain or if it's in fact just water that they're talking about. I'm getting a dry feeling in my throat, so at this time, although we would like to create rain and ask for rain, and I feel like that's absolutely fine that we do so, I just ask my guides and higher self and the spiritual team of everybody watching that we create beautiful rain for Australia and anywhere else that's needed on the planet. I do feel like the message was, though, just to simply drink plenty of water after this healing. Lovely to spend this time with you. If you do have any messages, questions, you can just message me in the comment section below where you see this message, or you could send me a quick email. I'm back doing healings too, wherever you are in the world. If you feel like you'd like to book in a healing, you can do that through my Light Frequency Healing Facebook page, or I do have a web page on the natural therapies pages, and I'd love to do a private healing. I've been working with a number of people around the world, and they've had just phenomenal shifts and changes in their healings in their personal life. Anyway, I'm going to leave you here now. Is there anything else? I don't know. It's just wonderful to reconnect with you on the video. I was missing them while I didn't do them for a few months, and I was just waiting to get the sort of go ahead and the feeling to reconnect back. And as we shifted into 2020 and with all that's going on, I thought now's the time I'm going to start back with the videos. So I'm hoping to do another one for January. I'd like to kind of do 2 per month. So let's see how we go. It all just depends on what I'm guided to do and how I'm feeling myself. But lovely to reconnect with you all. I better leave it here now. We're going a little over time, but I feel like it was a very important thing that we just did and a wonderful healing. And I'm sure you'll all feel a lot lighter after that healing. Okay, I'm going to leave you all here now. Lovely to spend this time with you, and bye-bye for now.